certainly my belief. Not that you should never jump into the YAML. There's places where we help you scaffold and edit the most common settings of resources that you might need. But there are times when you need to modify really advanced settings that most people don't need to, or you need to interact with resource types that are not very common. And it's always going to be important to be able to drop down to that lower YAML layer just to really customize things if you need it in the 5% of your application that needs that high amount of tuning. But from a day-to-day perspective, you probably don't need to copy and paste the same lines of code and scaffold the same resource types over and over and over again. You want some kind of faster way of doing that. So having a visual abstraction really helps with that. And the next thing that it helps with is when you get to the point that you've built an extremely complex application, and I'll actually grab an example of that here. This is a 2,500 line application written in CloudFormation. And if I paste that into my template here and give it a second, of course, come on, demo gods. I know you want to work for me. And of course, it's not going to work. Let me pop over here. Sometimes you're working on really large code bases with a lot of resources. And there we go. And it can be hard to figure out what is connected to what. How are these relating to each other? So being able to parse this out and represent it in a visual manner, how this IoT topic rule relates to this DynamoDB table and this Kinesis fire hose delivery stream, helps people really understand where they need to dig in when they need to fix an issue, when they need to extend functionality, rather than having to start from, okay, I've got a 2,500 line template. How do I figure out what all is connected to what, to even just wrap my brain around how this application works?